Hello, this is Josh from the Comic Book Collecting Quest, and I'm doing another comic book report because this week I don't have a haul. Wah. Yeah, so here we go. The first one I will do is this Amazing Spider-Man number 228. I got this recently, and I paid way too much for it. So, yeah, here we go. This is Amazing Spider-Man number 228 from May of 1982. Jan Strand, writer, Rick Leonardi, pencils, Dave Simons, inks, and yeah, Jim Shooter, editor-in-chief. So it starts out that Spider-Man has this weird sensation where he needs to go to this mansion, this guy's house, and he keeps getting called there. And then he fights it off and leaves, and then he, stops these criminals, but he becomes enraged, mysteriously enraged, and almost kills the criminals or beats the criminals to death, but he fights it off. So he goes to the Bugle the next day, finds out that a wealthy collector had been killed by spiders. And so we get to this bar scene of this mysterious figure getting these this necklace. So then he has a date with Liz. God, what is her name? No, I can't remember her name. Let's see. Her name's Liz. I know her. Just can't think of her name right now. The hot blonde chick with glasses. Yeah. So he goes to this furniture collector's house with Liz. No, that's what it is. He goes back to that because they're auctioning off his estate because the guy had died from spiders, and he meets this dealer who is all kind of being a jerk because he bought all the French pieces and he wants everybody to keep their mitts off of the French pieces. So, and then he is once again attracted to a certain place, and the police have been called there. And he fights off the police because he's enraged again mysteriously. Goes in there, finds a bunch of spiders, tries to rescue the lady. And we have a Mile High comic advertisement here. So I went there once. I went there in 2001, I think. Maybe. I think it was summer of... Yeah, seems like it was maybe after 9/11. Maybe it was the summer of 2002. I'm thinking it was the summer of 2001. Anyway, I went there because I had a friend living in... It was the summer of 2002. Okay, sorry. So I had a friend living in Colorado Springs, so I decided to go to Denver. And I went there, and everything was... it's way overpriced. Even in 2002, it was all way overpriced. So now we're back to the story. And Spider-Man, yeah, so he gets these two pieces of jewelry and sees that there's some sort of electronic connected to it. More awesome advertisements. Here we go. This is a subscription for Marvel. And then we have the Spider's Web. And now Spider-Man traces the signal back to this guy. And this guy tells him, that I killed them all and I used I used spiders to do it, and he had been paid by like that furniture dealer and an art collector and some other guys to kill these people so they could buy the valuable pieces that they want. So Spider-Man realizes that since he has been affected by spiders, that this guy's signal that he's sending out to spiders also affects him, and it draws him to the signal, and it enrages him, makes him want to kill, and also takes away his spider sense, so he doesn't detect the guy almost dropping a giant box on his head. But then Spider-Man is too smart to be fooled, and the guy even like tries to blow Spider-Man up with a door bomb. But Spider-Man says, "I'm too smart to be killed by your door bomb." So that's really all there is to that story. I loved it, but here's the issue. I'm saying it's top notch, but here's the problem: is I love Spider-Man, and I love Spider-Man's from really Spider-Man 1 all the way up until Volume 2, issue number 50, I'll say. Maybe even more. All the way up until that brand new day storyline. I love it all. So I'm just biased. I love Spider-Man. I love it, love it, love it. So I'm giving it a top notch. I don't know if the story was that good, but I just love Spider-Man so much that honestly, I was loving every second of that story. So yeah, I would recommend it. Next one is Batman Beyond #1. Unfortunately, this is the facsimile. Sometimes I say facsimile or fusimile. Facsimile. This is based on the hit animated series, which I think I was like 16, so that would have been 2001, and I watched this cartoon on the WB, I think is what it was called at the time. Anyway, I loved it, and I actually watched it recently on the Max app or HBO Go or whatever it was. I recently watched it on that, and yeah, I love it. It's still very good. So this is Batman Beyond Facsimile Edition, March of 2024. I bought it on accident. I'm not a big facsimile guy, but glad I bought it because I had a good time reading it. So it's really just setting it all up. Batman, he's out doing his thing, and he starts to see that he's starting to get a little too old to be doing it, and he even hangs it up. Never again. And what happened here? No, he's finally gonna waste. Oh, I see. So he was scared for his life and grabbed a gun and almost shot someone. So then that's when he knew. Time to hang it up. And so now we're going to start following the character Terry McGinnis, whose father works for, I think he works for like Wayne Tech or part of Wayne Tech. And he's got some dirt on his boss, and then his boss has him killed. Poor Terry, my son. Terry's got a hot girlfriend. The Joker gang tries to mess with her, but he takes him out because he's super cool. Yeah, so here we go. This is the advertisement for the show. In the next century, it will take a boy to do a man's job. Yes! Batman Beyond weekends on Kids WB. Then we got Batman Beyond, the next chapter in the Batman Legacy, the new Batman Superman Adventures. I've never seen that. I wonder about that. I'd like to see that. And then I think I watched the Men in Black cartoon. I think I liked that one too. I'm so lame. Most guys when they're like 16, 17, they're not watching cartoons. But I loved it, especially this one, because like I said, I was 16 when it was coming out, so I was around the same age as Terry McGinnis, so I thought it was awesome. So he how does he go to Wayne Manor? For some reason, can't remember why. I'm trying to look real quick. Oh, maybe he's chased by the biker gang. He's chased to the gates of Wayne Manor, and then Bruce helps him take these guys out. Bruce invites him in, and then for some reason Terry starts messing around. Then he sees the clock, and then he goes down into the Batcave. And look at that. That's so cool. I love it. And then Bruce knocks him out. And then he goes home and finds out that his father has been murdered. Then he wants his girlfriend. He wants vengeance. Oh, and then his dad did leave him the mini disc. Because in the future we have mini discs. So his dad left him the mini disc, and then he wants to get this mini disc back to Bruce. And the end. So it's really just setting up the whole thing. And then we have a Disney advertisement. But this one I will also give a top notch. I loved it when I was, it was so good. So good. I've got to get, I got to get the original series. Of course, Batman Beyond #1. I almost bought it one time. And the guy had 2 copies. And I don't know. I think I offered him like $75. It was for like 2 copies and then a bunch of X-Men stuff that really wasn't worth anything. And then the guy was like, yeah. And then I went to go get him, and then he backed out at the very last second. Which, I'm like, whatever. Because he was like, I see that they're worth like $600. Like, yeah, they are graded. And this was during I think this was because my daughter was pregnant with my wife was pregnant with my daughter. So anyway, so this was during the comic boom. So it's like, yeah, it is a $600 book and a 9.8. And, I'm not buying a 9.8 off you. I'm just buying a raw book from you. But he still backed out of it, which is fine. They're his to do. So, whatever. Next is the Kilroys here. And I'm going to check. Oh my God. I'm going to check my phone real quick. Just making sure. I was thinking, like, did I forget to press record? I did not. So this is the Kilroys number 34 by ACG. There's a cool date stamp, December 6th date stamp there. This is it says it's from March, but then we got a date stamp of December 6th. So this is the Kilroys, published bi-monthly, and it's from 1951, so a golden ager. Oh, and then, so this story, I really like the language in this, because it's all like, don't be a square, and it's, oh, you're so hip, and it's like the early days, very, very, very early days of rock and roll. His grandma brings over this record, and he's listening. He's, holy crap, who is this? Les Paul? Les Paul was the Eddie Van Halen of his day. Eddie Van Halen, I don't think there's any modern great guitarists I don't know anything about modern music really, but anyway. So he's like, "Holy cow, this person's awesome on the guitar. Who is this? Les Paul?" And it's his rockin' grandma. His grandma's so cool. And the dad gets kind of mad because he's like, "Oh my God, you know, what are you doing? You're 80-some years old and you're trying to show the kids that you're cool, you know." I am cool. And she's taking taxis and for some reason driving the taxi cab because the taxi driver is slow. So she drives like she's hell on wheels. And then once again, we're at the soda shop. 1950s. Got that soda shop. So he spent all of his money on this character here, the Kilroy teenage son. I can't remember what his name is. But he spends all of his money on perfume or something, a gift for his girlfriend. Now he doesn't have enough money to take her to the dance. So his grandma figures out a cool date for him, and she orders a one-horse open sleigh. Natch, I guess that's his name, Natch. And so his girlfriend goes nuts, and then everybody sees him around town like, wow, what a lucky girl riding around town on a one-horse open sleigh. This is 1951. I live in Minnesota, and if you were riding around on a one-horse open sleigh up here in town, it would be very odd, but maybe not in the 50s. So, fast forward, and then the son, Natch's dad, grandma's son, says, sorry, Grandma, you really are cool. You understand what a modern teenager really wants. Modern teenager, 1951. And as far as I can tell, a teenager in 1951 just wants soda. Or not only soda, but they want a Les Paul record and to go to the soda shop. So we got a Barbie comes of age story here. And then this one's just a little gag, Neat Pete. You know, he's like not a hipster. What were they called him back then? Beatnik. He's like a beatnik. And so the dad's like, I've had it. Go cut your hair, straighten yourself up. And then he's like, his mom is like, oh, he's all straightened up now. And they're like, why is he all, straight-laced? And it's because he's got a girl, Peggy Porter. So he got his hair cut, and started looking good for Peggy. That's what we all do, buddy. I had a giant beard, and then I met my wife, and she goes, I don't like beards, and I haven't had a beard since. So we got in-house advertisements here. We got American Comics Group, Romantic Adventures, Lovelorn, Spy Hunters, Funny Films, The Kilroys, Cookie, Hooded Horseman, Adventures into the Unknown. So those must have been some early ones. Giggle and Haha. They're the Terrific 10, the greatest group of headline hits in history. Read them all regularly. Regularly. Gosh, yeah, that's I have a hard time saying that one. Read American. And then, here's a Smith Brothers cough drops. What's this? Boys, girls, hurry, get your beautiful U.S. military ring and bracelet with your choice of official military insignia. I'm having a hard time. So easy to get. And the best tasting cough drops, too. Oh, so... yeah, so if you buy two things of Smith Brothers cough drops, and then you sent this in with it, you could get your U.S. military ring and bracelet. So I guess once you see this, you go tell your mom and dad, I want Smith Brothers cough drops, preferably wild cherry, so I can get this bracelet and ring for 35 cents. Ain't it true? So that's a little gag too. They're working on the jalopy. Okay. And then here we are. Katie Kilroy in High Heel. This was a weird story. So she wants high heels for the dance coming up, and her brother, for some reason, is being a jerk to her about it. And she's inviting boys over, and these boys are like, yeah, all about it. And then she, like, when she finds out that the boys too short, if she was wearing high heels, and she dumps him, so she finds the right guy who's just as big as her with high heels. So she goes to get the expensive high heels, and then, she's having a hard time standing in them, and then dead Kilroy comes home and sees that his wife had bought high heels, and how dare that woman buy high heels. So he brought them back to the shoe store, and come to find out they weren't his wife's high heels, they were his daughter's. So then he gets in trouble with the daughter and goes back and gets the high heels. And so then we got this gag at the end. It's the latest thing, you square. Get hep and latch on it. And, I assume they were listening to Les Paul. I'm trying to think who was real popular in 1951. I don't know. I only know, Miles Davis. Oh, maybe, Who's the other? Sorry. I can't think of who the trumpet player was. Dizzy Gillespie. There we go. Maybe he would have been popular back then. Got an Orville story. Just another gag. This is a Fleer's double bubble gum. So I'm thinking this Fleer, maybe they're the ones that made the Fleer sports cards. I think that might be the same company. I don't think they make, I'm 100% sure they don't make sports cards anymore. It seems like it's just Panini now. Solid Jackson. So this is kind of a sad story. It's like this girl comes in, and then this guy's like, yuck, I hate that girl. And then he finds out that the girl has zero interest in him. And then all of a sudden, what do you know? He's interested in the girl now. And then finds out that the girl was really being duped to be in an advertisement for this company by the guy. And he saves her, and then begs her to come back to him, punches the guy out. And then she says, oh, love you. Love her lip, I'm yours again. And then once she's his again, he doesn't want nothing to do with her. So then she dumps a box of chocolate over his head. Oh, and I love this too. Love football. Look at this. Johnny Lujack, ace quarterback for the Chicago Bears, back when they were good. And then we have, this little wheat kernel here. Wheaties, breakfast of champions. So, I'll say it was good. It was good. I was very entertained while reading it. I wasn't blown away like I was, Batman Beyond and Spider-Man. But yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Sorry about I got my clothes washing. So this one is Captain Marvel Jr. from Captain Marvel Jr. 93. Let's see. Oh, and this was weird. You open it up and there's not a splash page or anything like that. It's all just an advertisement. So I was a little thrown by that one. This I've never read. I've read like some funny animals faucets, but I've never read a Captain Marvel before. Or Captain Marvel family or anything like that. So this is the first time I got to ever read a Captain Marvel Jr. for sure. So this is Captain Marvel Jr. from January of 1951. And then here's the splash page here. Captain Marvel Jr. fights the cosmic war dust. So he lives in like a group home and he's like disabled. I'm sure a lot of you know that, but I didn't, because I've never read one before. So he's disabled. He lives in a group home. And then there's a scientist, and the scientist sees some things, and then sees something's wrong in space. Excuse me. So he flies all the way to Neptune, and sees that the rocks are fighting in Neptune. Captain Marvel Jr., they aren't fighting, bud. So the rocks are doing something up in something's up with the rocks in Neptune. So, and then he sees here, then he goes to Saturn and sees that there's a dust storm, a cosmic dust storm on Saturn, and then the natives of Saturn are fighting. And he takes their clubs away, saves the civilization on Saturn. And then he goes to where does he go to next? Is this Mars? Where does he go? So I'll return to Saturn. Next stop, Jupiter. So he goes to Jupiter, which I think Jupiter is just a gas giant. I don't think it has a surface, like a rocky surface. I think it's just all gas. I'm not sure. Oh, wait a minute. Well, this is Mars, but I don't... Oh, okay. So, sorry. Next up, Jupiter. The largest planet, also uninhabited. Okay, so he goes to Jupiter, and nothing's wrong with Jupiter, because it is a gas giant. But there is still that dust cloud there. So then he goes to Mars, and Mars has got these plants. Holy moly, they're alive! And so these plants attack him, and then he beats up these plants, and then he goes into the center here and finds this like plant brain entity or something. There's like one thing that controls all the plants, and then it attacks him, and he has to fight his way out of there. But then the cosmic dust is still hurtling towards Earth, and then it gets to Earth, and people start fighting because the cosmic dust causes people to fight. But then he goes to a junkyard and creates this giant magnet, a horseshoe magnet, and it is able to, because I guess there's metal flakes in the cosmic dust cloud, he's able to suck all that dust off of Earth with that giant magnet and saves the day. Canvas back here and there. This one was like this one was such a weird comedy bit. This guy bets this, like, I guess this is like a really dumb boxer, and he bets this dumb boxer that he's not here nor there. And so then the boxer fools him and gives his money back. It's a really not a good, I was like, that was dumb. These are cool, though. I like these. These are little models. You can get a Buick convertible or a Chevrolet. Yeah. Hey, gang, let's build these electric motor-powered models. It's easy with Mechanics Illustrated full-size plans. So, yeah, and it says, like, you can buy the plans, but it never says... Yeah. Send 25 cents for each plan to Mechanics Illustrated Plans, Fawcett Building, Greenwich, Connecticut. Please order by name of plan and number. So it says you can buy these plans, but you never... It doesn't say anything about buying the parts. So are you just buying the plans, and then you got to buy the parts? I don't know. I don't get it. In all fairness, it's only 25 cents, but it seems like a scam. And then this one is Captain Marvel Jr. And you see something has eaten on this little booger. Captain Marvel Jr. and the 4 Lives of Freddie Freeman. So in this one, he, where is it at? He goes to a circus, and this guy's about to fall off the tightrope, and he rescues the guy off the tightrope. And the guy says, I've been fooled by this fortune teller, and he's taken all my money, and he's taken my farm and everything. So Captain Marvel Jr. goes to the fortune teller, and the fortune teller tells him to look into the crystal ball, and then Captain Marvel Jr. pictures himself on a boat. The boat's sinking, and then he manages to save himself and save the dog, I believe, or something. And then next in the crystal ball, he sees himself as a cop, and then he walks into this this crime house with this gang and diffuses the situation. And then next, he sees himself as a scientist. He's got the dog again. And, yeah. So, and then he says, but you're an entertaining faker, Swami. I'll be glad to pay for, holy moly, my wallet is missing. And then he realizes this guy is just stealing people's money while he's like, he's hypnotizing them and then stealing their money. And he says, Captain Marvel, and that's how he changes into Captain Marvel Jr., because Captain Marvel is his hero. And, yeah. So, yep, fake Swami arrested. Captain Marvel Jr. saves the day. Oh, yeah, and then this story is this Sivana Jr., which I assume Sivana Jr. is the son of Sivana, who is probably a Captain Marvel villain. So the Sivana Jr. creates a robot, and he wants the robot looks like the Tin Man from Wizard of Oz. Creates this robot to become Captain Jr.'s friend, and then while he's sleeping with the robot is supposed to kill him, but then the robot has feelings and decides not to kill Captain Jr. or Captain Marvel Jr. And then the robot tells Captain Marvel Jr. of the plot to kill him, and he goes and knocks out Sivana Jr. End of story. Let's see. So, yeah, I thought this was a cool advertisement here. Captain Video, for the first time in a comic magazine, directly from television. So, yeah, would have loved to get some Captain. I need to get some Captain Video, I guess. And then this gag here wasn't good either. We got a Cracker Jack advertisement here. Love Cracker Jacks. The Guilt Engine. Pet Shop. Yeah, this was a weird... I really didn't like these little bits in between. They weren't good. This one was good. The Captain Marvel Jr., The Great Bird Robbery. So, he's helping out with his landlord or whatever, the lady that runs owns the place he's staying at, and then the chickens start acting all crazy. He stops them, and then he realizes that all the birds around are going nuts. So he follows the birds to a place. Well, you can't figure out why they're migrating. Follows the birds to this place, and here we are, the Horseshoe Magnet again. I love it. I love it. Come to find out, somebody is sending out a signal to kidnap all of the birds of Earth, and he's going to demand, I think, billions of dollars to release the birds. And Captain Marvel Jr. is wise to it and spoils his plan and smashes the giant horseshoe transmitter, I guess. There's a cool bald eagle. Love bald eagles. I think everybody does. And then Boxcar Benny. Yeah, and then this is just a bomb. Anyway. That looks cool. Obviously, the BB guns are cool. So, yeah, that's it for this one. Oh, and there's a good Lionel Trains advertisement on the back. This one, I'll say it was top notch. No, I'll give it a good, because it wasn't as good as I really didn't like it as much as I liked the Spider-Man and the Batman Beyond. But I did like it a lot. It was really good. I'll give it a top notch. It was top notch. Just because I don't know. I've never read a Captain Marvel or a Captain Marvel Jr. before. So, I don't know. It was a fun story. Super fun. So, yeah, I'll give it a top notch. And we got one more. Let's do one more. The Wonder Horse, Black Fury #3, with the absolute worst art. Oh, it's just terrible. So bad. This is a Charlton. Okay, so we got, so Black Fury #3 from September of 1955. So a super, super early Silver Age. Yeah. So then it starts out, Black Fury in captive of Mustang Long. So this guy here is all, holy cow, that's an awesome horse. Like, oh no, you'll never have that horse. that there's Black Fury. So he tells the story of how one time he caught Black Fury, and he found out that the only reason why he caught Black Fury is because Black Fury volunteered to be caught. And then this ranch hand here is trying to break Black Fury, and he can't. He says, keeping you pinned up is almost as bad, ain't it? I reckon you hate me just as much as I hate you, Black Fury. So this guy really hates Black Fury. And then he wasn't supposed to be smoking. He was told not to be smoking. No smoking. But guess what? He did it anyway. And then he passes out with a cigarette in his mouth, drops it on the dry hay, starts a fire. Black Fury to the rescue, kicks open the door. Oh my God, what about all the other horses in the barn? Black Fury kicks up in the stalls too, frees those horses. And the guy that started the fire is still in there. Who's going to save him? Black Fury. As Black Fury busts back into the barn, drags the guy out, saves the day, and now, good luck, Black Fury. May you never be caught again. Luckily, Black Fury was captured by the most friendly horse thieves in the land. Others have tried, but Black Fury always gets away, and his band has never been captured since then either. He's too slick for us, Bill. We may as well give up. The end. Another Black Fury story. Powder Smoke Payoff. So, has a horse shot out from foot. Savage Prairie. Bart Way. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. I had to see what this one was about, but now I know. So this guy works for the Pony Express, and then somebody has made a bid on some cargo or some freighter, and this guy for the Pony Express is supposed to send the bid out. It was kind of confusing, but then somebody shot out his horse, and he lay there dying until Black Fury found him, and then Black Fury understood that he was in trouble. And apparently Black Fury is very famous because he knew that horse was the one and only Black Fury. So then he gets on Black Fury and rides to his destination to turn in the bid. But then he finds out that these guys, the bid that he turned in, the guys are in cahoots and destroy the bid. So he's like, oh my God, I got to race back and inform him that somebody destroyed the bid, but there's not a good horse to be had in this town. So he saddles up Black Fury once again. rides back to town and foils this man's plot to underbid. Right? It's a weird story. So these two guys were bidding for this freight, and the one guy tried to kill old Bart, to get the lower bid. So Black Fury saves the day. The bid is in, and the guy gets his cargo, or his freighter. So yeah. I make fun of it, but it was good. Little Cow Gal in Stampede at Horseshoe Canyon. So it's like this girl, it's like her father's sick. Her father is sick, but then he needs to get his cattle to auction, and she wants to do it, but then he says, "Thanks, honey, but I don't reckon that driving cattle over the Chisholm Trail is a job for a little gal." Well, she's coming to the rescue. With Black Fury, no Black Fury. There's no Black Fury. So she comes to the rescue and then gets kidnapped by these guys that are trying to steal his cattle. And then she gets out of it and then warns the sheriff. Or no, she didn't warn anybody, but they're trying to drive the cattle off of the cliff to kill his cattle. But then she sets a fire and scares the cattle back towards him. And then the sheriff and his men catch the cattle thieves, and but nobody knows that it was her. There's only one thing I don't get. Who in the dickens could have started that fire? That's funny, Charlie. I was going to ask you exactly the same question. The end. Girls aren't supposed to do anything. So, yeah, that was that. And then there's this. This is so funny. Friends, here's how to get, at almost no cost, your new real-life miniature dog. And that's one of those dadgum chihuahuas. Yup. I'll be happy to send you, without you paying a penny, this lovable, young, miniature dog that is so tiny you can carry it around in your pocket or hold it in one hand. Yet it barks and is a reliable watchdog, and it will bite you. The last dog I was ever bitten by was a friggin' Chihuahua. Those Chihuahuas, man, they're little firecrackers. And then here we are, our man, Charles Atlas. Hey, Skinny, your ribs are showing. Shut up, Charles. Yeah. And then here, what do we got? We'll send a box of Christmas cards to all who want extra money. More scams by comic book advertisers. So yeah. So that was all my books there. And then this one I'll give a good for sure. Even though the cover is god awful terrible, it was entertaining. I like these comic books, the stories. Well, I love westerns, but I also like the ones that are just stories of horses. They had a few of those that I liked them all. But I'll go ahead and throw that one up there. So this week I had the most of my top notchers. Spider-Man 228, Batman Beyond 1 of 6, and Captain Marvel Jr. number 93, all top notch. Very good. So yeah, that's my comic book report for this week. Everybody keep on collecting.